Okay, so we're here with our focus panel. We're going to show you how to start it. Hit the big start button. Very important. First thing that you're going to notice about a focus is that you've got to give it a painter name and you have to give it an RO number. So we're going to select Mike or Danny. We're going to be Danny today. We're going to put in a number. The number could be anything. We're going to say it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. This all ties back to Accudraft Live, so you now have everything recorded based on painter and on RO number. Then you're going to hit the start button. It's going to actually start. You're going to hear it come up nice and slow. The booth is going to start in what you see here called Echo Spray. So Echo Spray is our economy mode where the booth is actually at a very low amount of airflow. Low burner, everything's in like a hibernate state. Once we pull the spray gun, we go inside and start actually working. We're gonna mimic that with this spray air right here. So now we're in spray. The booth fans came up to full power. They're gonna stay there. When there's no spray activity, 90 seconds later, this is gonna drop down to Echo Spray. Okay, so now we're back. The 90 seconds have elapsed and we're back on Eco Spray. So we're back down at a low rate of ventilation, a low rate of heating. The next thing that we'll do is go to the flash mode. So if you've applied a coating and you want to flash it, you're going to come out and you're going to hit this button right here. So flash is a time and temperature set phase. When that time's out, that's going to go back to spray. We can continue to go from spray to flash to spray to flash indefinitely, as many times as you'd like. We got about a 3-minute wait for flash to time out. We have it set at 100 degrees. And when it's done, you'll see this icon go back to the spray. It'll go back to echo, obviously. Okay, so flash is timed out. We're now back in Echo Spray, and the booth is waiting for someone to come in and spray. So once you're finished spraying your final coating, your clear coat or whatever it's gonna be, when you're done and it's your last one, you're not gonna go to flash. You're actually gonna go to PreDry. They look similar, but PreDry is sending this into an automatic process. Once PreDry times out, it will not go back to spray. Once PreDry times out, it's gonna go to first dry, then from first dry to second dry, and then to cool down, and then the cycle will finish. So we're in spray now, we're gonna go to PreDry, and that's pretty much it. At that point, you are walking away. So we've gone to PreDry. When PreDry times out, it's not gonna take you back to spray. That's what we said. It's gonna go into first dry, second dry, cool. So at this point, everything is fully automatic. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna simulate the system moving on through the phases by running the timer down. You don't wanna do this, I'm doing this for the video, so that we don't have to wait an hour to show you what's going on. So, right now we're in PreDry. PreDry's 3 minutes. I'm gonna run that down to 0 so that you can see it move over to first dry. So when PreDry's finished, this moves over to first dry. So what's happening with the spray booth? The spray booth is now flipping the recirculation damper, and you're actually starting to recirculate heated air through the paint booth. What we have set for our first dry on our recipe, our program 1, is 160 degrees for 5 minutes. Why do we do that? We want to blast the job with hot air and get that metal temperature up quickly. So 5 minutes at 160. Now I'm going to run the time down again to push us into dry 2. This would get up to 160, but we'd have to wait a little bit. So we're going to run this down. When first dry times out, it's going to move over to second dry. Now if you notice, second dry is the same thing. We're still recirculating, we're still doing all the same things we were doing in first dry, but we now have a lower set point of temperature, 140, and that's for 30 minutes. So now's when you're actually baking the coating on. First dry is to get that metal temperature up quickly, and then you move into second dry. You can see your temperature climbing now. That would get right up to 140 in no time, as you can see. We're gonna run that down so we don't have to make a 30-minute video. So when second dry times out, the system moves automatically to the cool down phase, which is extremely important. You never want to skip your cool down. You want to cool that coating off. You want to make sure the job is nice and cool before you go in there and try to take it out. Cool down is set for 5 minutes at 60 degrees. When that times out, the system will go all the way to the stop, and then your lights will come on in your booth, and you'll be ready to go take your car out. I'm gonna run that down. And we move to off. Job's done, lights come on, everybody's happy, and we get to make another job.